My 18th birthday party was an overnight event. It was unforgettable for many reasons. My parents asked me what I wanted for my birthday, and I said a weekend at a hotel with my best friends before we all headed off to college. I didn't think that would fly with my parents because they were big on giving gifts, but I kept reassuring them that it was what I really wanted. The day of my birthday, they presented me with a 2-day, 2-night stay at my favorite hotel. Well, resort, really. It had an arcade built in and restaurants, and no matter how old I got, I enjoyed it. They arranged room service for dinner the second night, and there was a gift card to cover other meals and expenses. I was beyond excited. This was the first time I would be staying out for an entire weekend without adult supervision. I immediately grabbed my cell phone and called my friends, who squealed just as loudly with excitement as I did. I was the last one of the group to turn 18, and I officially felt like an adult. We spent hours that night planning the upcoming weekend. Just 3 days later, we were heading to the resort, music cranked and laughter in the air. We were blissfully unaware of the terror we were about to experience over the next 12 hours. Upon arrival, we were given the key cards to our 2-bedroom suite, which was somewhere on the 3rd floor. "This is so cool," I exclaimed. "I know, I've never stayed at a hotel without my parents, except for cheer nationals, but the coach was in the room then," my best friend Kerry said. Realizing the front desk lady was staring at us, we stopped acting too excited and put on more casual demeanor. I honestly think she was pretty amused by us. We giggled and talked about our weekend plans the entire time we were in the elevator and in the hallways on the way to our suite. Our plans for the afternoon were to get settled in and do our hair and makeup and dress up because my parents had set us up with reservations at the steakhouse inside the resort. There were a total of 5 of us and 1 bathroom, so as you can imagine, it was going to take us a while to get ready. I was applying the finishing touches of my eyeshadow when I heard Kerry yelling, "Whoever grabbed my dress off the bed, real funny, bring it back." I just chuckled, figuring Caitlin or Eva were giving her a hard time again. We all have been close since grade school and fought like sisters, and did things to get on each other's nerves like siblings as well. A short while later, Kerry came into the bathroom frantically. "Have you seen my red dress I had laid out for tonight? The girls claim they didn't take it, but I laid it out on the bed right before I ran down to the car to get my makeup bag," she said. "I swear I haven't seen it. I've been in here showering and doing my hair and makeup for almost an hour, and no one has come in until you just now." "A dress can't just disappear. It has to be here somewhere. They have to have it. They're just getting me back for the prank I pulled last time we were out," Kerry said, heading out of the bathroom, shaking her head. I finished my makeup and headed out to see if I could help with the dress chaos. Everyone was in the kitchenette grabbing water, which suddenly sounded like the best idea ever. I forgot how dry hotel air was. "Are you sure none of you has it? I don't care, I'm not mad. In fact, it would be funny because you got me. I got pretty worked up over it," Kerry said, exasperated. Everyone shook their heads no. "Maybe you thought you said it out and really didn't. I do things like that all the time," I said, grabbing Kerry by the arm. "Let's go check your bag again." When we walked into her room, there it was, her bright red dress, laying out on her bed. "Oh my God, it wasn't there just minutes ago, and the girls all know it. We were all in here together before wandering out to get water," exclaimed Kerry. We didn't have time to talk about the possibilities because dinner was in 10 minutes, and she needed to get the dress and heels on. We needed to get in the elevator. Later, after we were all in a food coma, we piled into the suite to see what movies they had on demand. We planned a low-key sleepover type night with dessert and sheet masks for the rest of the night. Upon walking in, we all dispersed to our sleeping areas to get pajamas and our spa supplies. We all let out screams of anger and fear at the same time. My stuff is everywhere, I shouted, freaking out. Mine too, Kerry responded, obviously shaken up. Then came 3 more Me Too's. There's no way someone was in here with us earlier to move Kerry's dress, Melissa said, her voice shaking. But someone could have gotten in while we were at dinner. It's not likely, but it's possible, I said. But none of our stuff is stolen. I left my $1,000 iPhone right on my bed, Kerry added. And my laptop and AirPods are right here where I left them. You're right, I said. So no one's missing anything? But maybe it's some other group of kids pranking people, Eva said, shrugging. I called the front desk to make them aware, and they apologized and reassured me no one else had reported anything being wrong. Once we got everything cleaned up, we retreated to the main room to settle in for some rom-com we chose, hoping to take our minds off whatever was happening. Between movies, I got up to get sodas, water, and the bag of M&Ms and red licorice we had grabbed from the lobby store earlier. But the bag from the lobby store was nowhere to be found, and it was not hard to miss. It was bright yellow and had the hotel logo on it. We searched for nearly 10 minutes. When we walked back to the kitchenette, we found it sitting on top of the minibar fridge. Okay, are we all somehow going crazy together? I asked. Yeah, is there something in the air of this room, like a gas leak? Caitlin said, sounding concerned. As weird as the events of the evening were, we were all exhausted by the middle of the second movie, and all 5 of us were asleep before it even ended. Somewhere around midnight, I was woken up by my abnormally small bladder. Some wild sleepover, I whispered out loud, laughing and rolling my eyes at the pile of girls all asleep on the couch and floor around me. I wasn't going to wake everyone up to go to their beds. It seemed rude to wake them up when we were all so exhausted from the excitement of the day, our bellies full of food, and contemplating the weird events of the evening. I must have been asleep about an hour, if that, when I was woken up by a scream in the main room. I ran, thinking someone must be injured, or someone broke in. I screamed when I saw what made Kerry scream. The door to the room was wide open, and there was a male figure in the doorway. Suddenly, it flew shut after the man stepped into the room. Get out, you creep, Kerry yelled. Yeah, get out before we call the cops, I said. My boyfriend is going to be back here any second. He just went to get ice. You better move along, I added, thinking on my feet. Yeah, and Dave is the jealous type, Melissa added in the strongest, loudest voice she could muster. Just as quickly as he stepped in, the figure stepped through the door. I don't mean that he opened the door and walked out. He walked through the door while it was still closed tightly. We all gasped, realizing we were safe, but also realizing at the same time that we were dealing with something, or someone, who wasn't alive. It was the scariest night of our lives. I still have nightmares about it, nearly 10 years later. Wow, that's probably one of the scariest stories I've shared on this channel. Thank you so much for sharing it with us. I won't be sleeping tonight. It's actually pitch black in the room I'm recording in, so that's fun. If you have a paranormal story to share, email it to the address in the description below, and you could hear it in an upcoming video. Please like and share this video. It really helps us get noticed by the algorithm. And with that, see you tomorrow, friends.